Halloween should be a time for dressing up as your favorite character and eating as many treats as your stomach can handle while you enjoy the cool, crisp weather. But for some people, Halloween is full of tricks and no treats. Number 5. Hyun Song, affectionately known by her friends as Cindy, was born in South Korea in February of 1980. Cindy spent the majority of her childhood in South Korea before moving to the United States in 1995 when she was just 15 years old. According to sources, Cindy moved in with her aunt and uncle in Springfield, Virginia, as she wanted to attend an American college and have the best start in life that was possible. However, years later, Cindy would become the focus of a disturbing missing person case that would haunt her family and the college community. After graduating high school, Cindy enrolled at the Pennsylvania State University, where she majored in integrative arts. In 2001, Cindy was in her senior year and was just months away from graduating in the spring of 2002. That was until she mysteriously vanished on October 31st, 2001. On that evening, Cindy decided to take a break from studying and join her friends in their Halloween celebrations. Cindy, along with two friends, Stacy and Lisa, dressed themselves up in their best fancy dress and headed to a costume party at Players Nightclub located on College Avenue. According to Stacy and Lisa, the three stayed at the party until around 2 a.m., and after leaving the club, they headed to a friend's house to carry on. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, and Cindy appeared in good spirits as she partied with her friends and played video games. The party slowly began to die down, and Cindy's friends last saw her at 4 a.m. when they dropped her off at her apartment on Clinton Avenue. November 1st, 2001 was the last time that anyone heard from Cindy Song, and it wouldn't be until November 4th that her friends reported her missing when she failed to make contact with them. Upon searching her apartment, police found her backpack and a pair of false eyelashes that she had worn to the party. The prevailing theory is that Cindy visited a 24-hour store, and police found that her phone, keys, and purse were missing from the apartment. Sadly, Cindy's phone had been turned off, and there'd been no incoming or outgoing calls on the morning of November 1st, 2001. Cindy's disappearance was a complete mystery, and from the start, the police had little evidence or clues to work with. There was no sign of a struggle present in Cindy's apartment, and no one had come forward with any viable leads. November 21st, 2021 marks the 20th anniversary of Cindy's mysterious disappearance, and police are still no closer to solving her case. Hyun Cindy Song was last seen on November 1st, 2001, near her apartment close to the campus of Pennsylvania State University. She was last seen wearing a rabbit costume, which is made up of a pink shirt, rabbit ears, a white tennis skirt, and a bunny tail attached, brown suede knee-high boots, and a red parka coat. She's described as an Asian female with black hair and brown eyes, and has her ears and belly button pierced. If you have any information about the disappearance of Cindy Song, you're asked to contact the Ferguson Township Police Department at 814-237-1172. Number 4. "20-year-old Sean Ritchie spent the day of October 31st, 2014 with his family in Fraserburgh, Scotland. According to his family, Sean seemed to be in good spirits and told them of his plans to spend the evening with friends in Greenburn. Sean said his goodbyes to his family, and none of them knew that this would be the last time they would see him alive. After saying goodbye, Sean began his evening celebrations with his friends. The group of friends piled into a van and drove down the A981 to a remote farmhouse in the Greenburn area to attend a Halloween party. The night went on as planned, and the friends partied until the early hours of November 1st, 2014. By the end of the night, The group of friends had separated and split into two groups, with each group believing that Sean was with the other. They were convinced that he was safe and well, and decided to head home without confirming with the other group or checking the farmhouse for him. When Sean didn't return home, his parents began to worry. He wasn't picking up his phone, and none of his friends had seen him. When Sean failed to return home by November 2nd, 2014, his parents contacted the police to officially report him missing and kickstart an investigation. It would take until November 6th, 2014, for police to get their first break in the case. On the 6th, while searching the area surrounding the farmhouse, they found a belt, trainers, and a hooded top, all of which belonged to Sean. Despite this breakthrough, there was still no sign of Sean, and as of 2021, Scottish police are still no closer to solving the case. During the investigation, it was uncovered that 2 calls were made to 999 on October 31st. One caller asked for police to be sent to the farmhouse, and the second caller requested that the help be cancelled. The identity of these callers has never been made public. Scottish police have spent millions of dollars on the search for Sean Ritchie, utilizing ground-penetrating radar as well as consulting with experts from across the UK. Despite all of this, Sean Ritchie remains missing, and the Fraserburgh police consider his case to be an open inquiry. There's currently a $5,000 reward for information, and anyone is asked to dial the non-emergency number 101 or contact the Fraserburgh police station directly at 440-1786-289-070. Number 3. Details of the mysterious disappearance of Cameron Hardman are few and far between, and while that makes it difficult to investigate, that doesn't mean that Cameron's case should be forgotten about. 31-year-old Cameron Hardman of Sharon Hill, Pennsylvania, was last seen on Halloween night of 2011. According to friends, Cameron hopped in his car on Newland Avenue and was headed for the 4500 block of Carmack Street to meet up with friends and join in on the Halloween celebrations. But as the hours ticked by, his friends realized that Cameron wasn't coming. At first, it was believed that he may have gone elsewhere or had something else to do. However, when he failed to make contact with his friends and family, they knew that something was very wrong. After failing to make contact with him, Cameron was reported missing, and on November 7th, 2011, police made a horrifying discovery. On the 5200 block of North 2nd Street, they found Cameron's abandoned 2001 black BMW 7401. Inside were his keys, phone, and wallet, but no sign of Cameron. There was also no sign of a struggle, and the car had been abandoned just 7 blocks from 4500 Carmack Street. Since November 7th, there has been no sign of Cameron, and his disappearance has turned cold. Cameron Hardman is described as an African-American male with black hair and brown eyes. He's 5'6" and about 200 pounds. He was last seen wearing a button-down polo shirt, a red and blue vest, navy blue cargo pants, brown Timberland boots, and a blue baseball cap. Cameron's family are appealing to anyone with information to come forward, and if you believe you may know anything about Cameron's disappearance, you're asked to contact the Darby Township Police Department at 610-583-3245. Number 2. "34-year-old Christina Bastin's battle with bipolar disorder has been a long and arduous one, with friends and family being there for her during the battles that she faced to get herself stabilized. Christina has been formally diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 2005, and ever since then, she's been taking medication and working with doctors to help cope with her symptoms. At first, the road was rough, but as the years passed, Christina found the right medication and treatment for her, and was on the road to living a normal life. That was until October of 2015, when friends and family noticed that Christina was behaving strangely. She'd stopped taking her medication against the advice of her doctor and had become increasingly paranoid, telling people that someone had broken into her apartment in Apple Valley, California, and that she was too scared to stay there anymore. According to news reports, in the days before her mysterious disappearance, in the early hours of November 1st, 2015, Christina had taken most of her belongings from her apartment and was sofa surfing at friends' houses until she could find somewhere else to live. On October 31st, 2015, Christina was spending the night at a friend's house. However, at around 1:45 a.m., she became visibly upset and left without telling the friend where she was going. Christina's friend told police that she had left with her Maltese poodle mix dog, Coco, and had gotten into her car and driven off. Her friend noticed that Christina had left behind her wallet, ID, and glasses, along with other possessions that she would have needed. Unsure of what to do, the friend waited, hoping that Christina would return, but she never did. Hours later, the California Highway Patrol discovered Christina's silver two-door Dodge Ram 1500 pickup truck, abandoned on the side of Valley View Road and 29 Palms Highway in the Morongo Valley. The Highway Patrol also discovered several of Christina's belongings along Highway 247 and Bodick Road, and noted that Christina's car had several scratches and dents on the side. After contacting friends and family, the California Highway Patrol learned that Christina had only owned the car for around 2 weeks and it should have been in near perfect condition, only adding to the mystery of her disappearance. The next update would come on November 11th, 2015, when Christina's backpack was found on Bear Valley Road. Police have not made an official comment as to what was found inside the bag and have declined to comment further on the matter. During their investigation, Apple Valley Police discovered that on October 30th, 2015, Christina had made a 700-mile trip from Apple Valley to Phoenix, Arizona and back. She had also taken the SIM card out of her phone before snapping the phone in half and disposing of it. In the days leading up to her disappearance, she confided in her brother-in-law that she didn't want to be Christina Bastin anymore and wanted to disappear. Christina is described as a white male with red hair and brown eyes. Both of her ears are pierced and she has a tattoo of a cherry blossom and Chinese script on her left foot and ankle. She requires medication to treat her bipolar disorder, and at the time of her disappearance, she has not been taking said medication. Christina also has a strong prescription for her eyesight and disappeared without her glasses, something that she would have been unable to drive without. She also has a scar on her right eyebrow from an old piercing and a scar on her thumb. Christina's family are concerned for her safety and are appealing to anyone with information to contact the San Bernardino Sheriff's Department at 909-387-3690 or the Apple Valley Police Department at 760-240-7400. Number 1. On Halloween night of 1993, residents of a trailer park in Winchester, Virginia, had their celebrations interrupted by a domestic disturbance. William Dudley and his girlfriend, Cindy Benner, had gotten into an argument earlier that evening, with Cindy asking William to not go on her property as he was intoxicated and was becoming agitated. Despite Cindy's pleas, William approached her property and knocked on the door, assuring her that he had calmed down and was ready to talk. As William entered Cindy's home, he hit her in the face and began shouting at her, waking up the other occupants. Soon, other residents from nearby homes rushed to the scene to try to calm William down and to remove him from the property. After a struggle and altercation with several people, William apologized to Cindy and was on his way home. Cindy's family and those present during the event warned William that he should go home and that the issue could be resolved in the morning. After much convincing, he turned around and walked towards his own home. This would be the last time William Dudley was seen alive, and it would take almost 2 months for him to be reported as missing. Upon searching his home, his keys, wallet, and other personal items had been neatly placed on a table and there were no signs of a struggle. Despite a thorough search and investigation, nothing was found that could lead investigators to William's whereabouts. Investigators believed that William had met with foul play on that Halloween night in 1993, but without solid evidence, all they can do is speculate. William Dudley is described as a white male with dark blonde hair and blue eyes. He stands at 6 foot to 6'2" and is 200 to 215 pounds. He also wears prescription glasses and has a tattoo of a cougar on a log on his right arm. If you have any information, you're asked to contact the Frederick County Sheriff's Office at 540-662-6168. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked this video, be sure to hit that like button. Also, don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to keep up to date with all of our future uploads. But I've been Ty Knotts, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.